It takes energy. It takes determination. And when you want something bad enough as a man, you can make it fucking happen. And woman, if you want it bad enough, you can make, we living in a society today where, look, I saw this woman on Facebook. She talking about, I'm beginning to lose my faith in men. I'm like, yeah, yo, babe, you ain't even had a fucking man in your life. You ain't even had a fucking man in your life. I know you, girl. You ain't had a real man in your life. Because let me tell you something, a real man is this. Look, but that is for another day right there. We ain't gonna get on that yet.
Well, we can get on it.
Well, okay, let's get on it. We'll start with you.
Introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, bro. Go ahead.
Yo, so this is Sean. I'm from Mobile as well. Came out here to LA, saw a whole different world. Lived out here for a few years when I was in the military, and I eventually came back. But I digress. We're gonna get back on what you just said. You heard that woman say that, but I heard something that was way better. This guy, he told this girl, he said, for all you women out here that love to say all men ain't shit, we didn't tell you to try them all.
Right.
Right?
That part. True.
And what's the common denominator? If you got 100 and it all involves you and them 100 left, who does that leave?
You.
We're going to get back to Cowboy.
Hey, man, it makes sense. Because let me tell you something, what I've seen. And I'm cutting hair now. I got away from the car business, right? This is why you see Cowboy in the cut.
Hey.
Right? And I love it, man. The clientele is great. It's growing, right? And man, it's just been amazing. The diversity of people, right? Entertainers, rock stars, singers, influencers, surgeons, dentists, right?
Producers.
And they talk about all sorts of things. And I find myself, barbers used to be like counselors. You know what I mean? And some barbers are. I heard Draymond Green say his best friend is his barber. That's what Draymond Green said. He said his best friend is his barber, right? And I have a lot of guys I talk to, kids and everything, right? And it's a beautiful thing. I have so much peace. When I had the dealership, man, somebody have a flat tire 3 months down the road, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And they got social media now.
They have one flat tire, they want three. They want three.
Right. And you're the dirtiest so-and-so on the face of the earth. If you're selling somebody a used car, that thing breaks, it's your fault. And see, they got social media. Like I said, they got social media. They will freaking slander your name. And so it's really, really tough to do business that way. That's why you see most used car dealerships, they're going to have bad reviews. They're going to have bad reviews.
It's just the people.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things why I told Cowboy. That's why the main reason I told Cowboy to get away from this shit is because I used to go home, and the first day I get home, I go straight to Cowboy's dealership. And, I'm talking to him, and he'd smile, and we'd laugh, talk shit, crack jokes, and things like that. But I could see that it was wearing on him. And I told him, I was like, hey, bro, it's a lot of damn stress. Stress will kill you, bro.
Right.
So it ain't really worth all that.
Right.
And I was like, look, man, come out here. I told him, I said, you can find a job. You can do whatever you want out here, bro. The opportunity is endless. You can do whatever you want to do, but you'll be at peace. Now, to walk away from that kind of money, and the dealership's doing 50, 80, 100 cars a month, and your name's on the building, you're making some money. But if you're not happy, if you can't leave work every day without your eyes being bloodshot red with a headache, means you're about to stroke out or some shit, let that shit go, right? I'd rather be able to spend my $10 than to make $100. You got to pay the doctor for that with that money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I told Cowboy, you need to get away from this shit, shut it down. I know you're making money, and start anew. And look at it now. Cowboy in the cut, baby.
Right. Look, I'm gonna tell you something crazy though. I had a guy tell me not that long ago, "Hey, Cowboy, man, you might want to get out of that shop. You ain't making no money." I thought that was the funniest shit I ever heard. I said, "Bro, you ever heard me complaining about money to you? You gonna tell me to get out of something I love doing? Hey, I'm having a fucking ball. Excuse my French there, TikTok, Twitch. But I'm having a ball right now. Meet so many cool people, right? And I love this. I love it. But I also love being able to shed light on things that may help people. You know what I mean? Just like the kid that came over here, giving them advice, right? That live in the little house down the street there. You know? I told him, I said, hey man, you guys need to be trying to get in the military, go to college, get a trade, or do something. Not just sit around, but you know, it is what it is. I'm grateful to be in a position to where I have a platform and I can help, you know, bring empowerment to the people. You know what I mean? You know, plant those seeds because words are just like seeds. You may say something to somebody right now and it's a little premature, right? But then they remember it and it grows and they be like, you know what? This guy told me. He said this to me. And they'll be grateful to you. They'll be grateful to you. Yeah. But not trying to get off track. Back to these women though. Back to these women. It's a big difference now in LA women and Alabama women. Shout out to them Alabama girls. Let me tell you now.
Hey, who hurts in Alabama?
Who hurt me in Alabama? No fucking body. Nobody. I'm talking about.
Hey, don't believe that. Don't believe that.
I'm talking about the quality, right? You know, I had a guy tell me this, Ricky. See, Cowboy, you into quality. Me, I'm into quantity. Shout out to Uncle Ricky, man. That's what Uncle Ricky said. He ain't trying to get married to none of them because he know what they want. And this right here.
I ain't got none of that to share.
Rick said, and I ain't scuffling either.
That's your favorite saying. I ain't scuffling.
That's some country backwoods shit right there. Lord willing and the creek don't rise. What the fuck did he say? What the fuck? Lord willing and the creek don't rise. What the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? That's some wild shit right there. But look, all of it comes with something. My grandfather used to say, Tibbs? I don't know where the fuck he get that name from. Tibbs. He used to call me Tibbs. Tibbs, you got to be able to look through muddy water and spot dry land.
Shit.
That's some deep shit there, right? And I used to have an uncle. He used to say this. A baby can get all of my money, but a lion can't take a dime. What it takes to scare me kills most people. That's some old good stuff right there. It's some powerful statements in that, right? When you look at it, a baby can get all of my money, but a lion can't take a dime. That's some real power right there, real meaningful. And those were real men. And you don't find a lot of that today. You know, I had a guy sitting in this chair, right? And we were having a conversation. No disrespect to women. Oh, here we go. Talk about that disrespect shit again. No disrespect to women, right? But something was on television. And it was talking about women's rights. And I can admit, I might be a little, I might be a little hurt and a little
jaded.
Yeah, And I said to this customer, while I'm cutting his hair, who's a regular, I might add, I said, man, these bitches got enough rights as it is. That dude said, I'm done, and got up out of the chair. I said, hey, buddy, I've been through a lot, and I'm a lot older than you, man. You don't have to get pissed off. It's just a statement I made, I mean, I'm not running for office. This is just me, right? I don't believe men and women are equal. I can't have a baby. I don't have breast to breastfeed. I don't have a cycle, right? I believe that there is a natural order, right? I believe that if you remove all this modern technology, there's a reason he created me with more strength, more testosterone, and her with more estrogen. It's my job to carve the path through the jungle, right? To build. Do you realize that if a woman is pregnant, right, she is completely defenseless. She has to rely on her man for protection, right?
Right.
Am I correct? So there's a natural order that takes place. In order for you to protect someone, they got to be able to listen, but I'm not even angry at women anymore because it's the men I found to be too freaking weak, which is why you have these women movements, this feminist stuff. I mean, you don't have any leaders. They ain't got no choice. They having to do everything, right? It's no real men. A woman should be allowed to be her feminine self. She can't be when she's in freaking survival mode. You know what I mean? A man is supposed to take her out of survival mode and make her feel secure. Right? But society is breeding weak ass men. They want to go half.
They don't even want to work.
They don't even want to freaking work. They sending the woman out to work. Right? And this is why you have society.
That we live in right now.
Right. And you have women, a lot of women, they prefer to simp. They prefer to simp. They get more from him. You know what I mean? He's gonna, like one girl told me she met a guy, was with him 2 weeks, and he gave her his credit card.
Put it on that.
Yeah. I told her she might need to watch that shit. That son of a gun can't control his emotions. You might need to be careful with that one. He can't control his emotions. What you think he's gonna do when he fall in love with you and you break up with him?
Fox 10 News.
Right.
And he's Russian.
Right, man.
Ooh.
Right. So, yeah, this is what we wanted to talk about, man. We're going to be touching on a lot of things. I got a lot of experience. I have a lot of guys coming here. We're going to be talking about kissing hookers with NFL players. That's what they like doing. They love let you know. These NFL guys, they love kissing hookers, right? We got some of y'all on tape, but I'm gonna let you read the disclaimer, Yeah, kissing hookers. Can you believe it?
We need to talk about some subjects that we don't necessarily agree on.
Oh wow! I already know what this finna be. I know exactly what this finna be, but it's controversial.
So
but
I love LA, and I love the culture, the liberalism, I'm into that.
yeah,
Love everybody. Everybody do what they want to do.
mm-hmm.
It's a lot of entitlement out here.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I love it. Living free as a bird.
Living the California dream.
California dream, the LA dream, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking
So-
marijuana in the streets.
Well, I don't smoke, but
No, I know, you know.
yeah. So I'm just excited to be a part of Cowboy and the Cut. because we're gonna get to some stuff that I know y'all gonna want to hear. You're gonna have some people pissed off. You're gonna have some people that agree 100%. But that's what we're gonna be here to do: to entertain and make sure that the audience stays, included in all these conversations. So you guys can leave your comments. We'll have people reading them, and we'll answer questions and things like this, and give you our perspectives on, everything from sports to politics to relationships to philosophy, spirituality, all the things that we all encompass in our day-to-day lives that a lot of people don't like to talk about. So if you want to be a part of a podcast that's going to give it to you raw, give it to you all the way, keeping it a buck every time, check out Cowboy in the Cut. He's got a lot of controversial opinions.
And it's also free speech. So
Free speech. But when y'all hear the differences of opinion, you can, take it all in, see how it sits with you, and then give us your feedback. We want to hear what you guys think too. Right, Cowboy?
Right.
We differentiate on a lot, though.
Oh yeah. We definitely differentiate on a lot. It's just like, you can have two parents, right? One believes in, sparing the rod, right? Whereas another parent believes in not sparing the rod, right. And that's kind of what you have, right? With differences of opinions, Some believe in strictness, right?
Some believe letting you bump your own head.
Yeah, right. I know. I talk to a lot of old timers, right, down south, buddy. They got the shit beat out of them for forgetting to feed the dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they call hell, bro. And just like you have a society today, like you got a lot of like dog lovers and things like that, even like dogs. Dogs in the old days, they all had a purpose. That's why you see those breeds, they're bred to do certain things. Those breeds, they're bred to do certain things. You got rabbit dogs, you got coon dogs, bird dogs. Those dogs had jobs, man. Retrievers, you know what I mean? Hounds, right? Yeah, foxes. Right. German shepherds. Some breeds are a lot more protective than others. You know what I mean? But back to the subject, yeah, man, especially with today's climate and politics and so much happening in the media, so many people are emotional. You hear so much stuff. Oh man, if you voted for him, you must be stupid. Maybe they just might have a different set of information than you have. You got to be careful with calling people stupid when it comes, especially with politics, because it's so much. You don't want to be disrespectful, right? And I can remember I used to have lunch with these guys, man, and they were big conservatives. And I wasn't a conservative at the time. I was kind of neutral, right? Still neutral. But I used to argue with these guys, right? They had strong opinion, but they used to talk to me about issues that I didn't know about, right? And they came from a different place, right? But I couldn't digest it. But when I moved from a red state to a blue state, yeah, my opinions changed drastically. It took me moving though. See, I don't believe we need to have all of these freedoms. I think we got too much freedoms. You know what I mean? It might sound crazy to you, but I think it's too much freedoms. When you take a kid, right, that wants to tell you what he wants to eat, what he's going to eat, what time he's going to want to go to sleep, I think it's some bullshit there. When it comes to children, I think it needs to be strictly a dictatorship. That's just my opinion. Everybody ain't going to agree on that. In the old days, you ate what was on the table. Right. Nowadays, bro, they're trying to take take the ability from parents to parents.
Right.
Who's okay with that shit? And they doing it in a way that a lot of parents aren't even aware that these rights are being taken away from them. So you have to be careful, man. It's all about what do you know? When we talk about these politics, you have to know, I can remember one time I was watching the show, MSNBC, it was Joy Reid. And she was talking about something that I just so happened to know about. And buddy, she twisted that shit around a million different ways. And I could tell that it was all about her base.
Right.
You know what I mean? She was appealing like they all do, right? So right then, because I knew about this subject and I watched her spend it, yeah. And it's just so much. And these are some tough subjects, man. I mean, people are emotional about it, right? So yeah, with that, we just wanted to let you know where we coming from, what we're going to be going to, and man, we are thrilled about it. We got so much for you guys, and we ready to drop it. So with that being said, I'm gonna let Sean say a few words. We're gonna get ready to get out of here.
All right, guys. That was a quick preview of what the podcast is going to be all about. We are going to touch on some of the things that guy just said that I don't agree with. So I'll be getting in his ass soon. No worries there. But yeah, we're excited to see where this Cowboy in the Cuts can take us. We're going to follow his lead. He's got a good grasp on where he wants to take the show, and we hope that you guys will subscribe, follow, and help us grow this thing. All right. Until next time.
Yeah. See, he talking about getting all that. He just talking about. Let me just tell you something right now. Shit. See, we ain't gonna have all that right here. Not on my show.
Hey, that's I'm Ocho. I'm Ocho. And y'all know what Ocho does to
Yeah, man. Yeah. See, the whole thing is, man, it's all about, like, some people get emotionally tied to things, right? Like, you can walk in the room and see your woman getting piped, right? But you love her so much. She's able to convince you what you saw wasn't really what happened. Hey, who you gonna believe? Me or your lying eyes? You know what I mean? Real shit, man. That's the way it is, bro. But hey, this Cowboy in the Cut, man. If I tell you a duck and